again. Sorry about that, I didn't think the audio was working. There's no point in me showing you something if you can't understand what's happening. So anyway, quick recap. This is not something you can do, this is something for you. It's an epoxy resin RGB lit deck plate for a Kugou M4, M4 Pro and G Booster. It's controlled via remote, so you can set your own effects. As it comes to wiring up, to powering it, you can either have the USB cabled version, so it runs straight up to the LCD USB port and it powers off the 5 volts, or you can have the chargeable version that runs off 4 lithium cells inside the actual plate itself, and you just charge it up like your mobile phone every night. That's for an easier install as well. So I've got enough made up to make plenty. All the info should be in the description. I've got one setting up at the moment. I thought I'd leave one dry and I wouldn't put a top surface on it yet, just so you can actually see inside. Now what this is a form for the actual RGB plate for a Kugou M4. The corners gets clipped when it comes out of the actual form. Inside there already, I don't know if you can make it out, is epoxy resin. It's already been poured. And this top sheet is just a blank waiting for somebody to pick their design from the pictures basically, or supply me with anything they've got. Then that would place on top of there, and it goes straight onto your deck basically. What I'll do is turn the lights off, so we can turn this thing on and show you it powered up. And when this one dries, it's ready for the design to be stuck on the top, and then another coat, 2mm thick of a clear epoxy, to go on top of the actual design you choose, so that is nice and shiny and glossy finished. Right, let me just hit the lights out a second, and you'll see what I mean, hopefully. All work I do is warranted, as in if it breaks, it comes straight back, you get a replacement straight away. That's not an issue. That goes without saying. But all the cells are sealed in epoxy resin, so as for issues, everything is sealed up nice and tight. Now you can see as you're looking down at it, the clear view, that's what obviously you'll see, and you'll have your design by there, whatever it may be. I've mocked up a quick Kugou M4 card to insert, so you can see it lights the sides up lovely. It'd come down to the base there. Obviously I'm not going to stick this to this one and epoxy over the top, because this is not for a customer, but you get the idea. And then when it comes to the actual side edges, I have to pop one out of the frame, but along the whole side edge rim, it lights up with that frosted rainbow effect, like you get on the Dualtron deck plates. Yeah, it lights up with that rainbow effect. So let's just run through some colours a second and I'll pop the lights back on. It's got the usual RGB colours, everything works as it should. It's also got plenty of effects on the unit, brightness control and speed control of the effects. It's your typical RGB unit, it does everything it's supposed to do. Right, now as for shipping, it's £4.90 UK mainland recorded delivery. All payments go through PayPal, for obvious reasons. And the details again should be in the links. When you do order, can you please leave your full name as well as your scooter model and address with PayPal, and then also contact me so I can confirm receipt of payment and any other additional mods you'd like added to your particular board. You don't have to go with the 5 pictures I've showed you on the screen for a top surface finish. You can pick a photo of your face if you want to, and you can stick that by there and have that on to look at every day. It's up to you, whatever you choose. I mean, it's one way to get the missus into scooters. If you want to unicorn it up a bit, I would go for the rainbow effect and cut out the unicorn so that pops through as well. But that's all up to you. But all the details should be in the descriptions. Right, let me just pop this back off a second. So yeah, installing is really easy. Comes with a 2 meter long USB cable that runs straight into the LCD at the back, so you haven't got to be into wiring or anything technical, so that makes things lovely. Or you can have the chargeable version, so it's technically not integrated to the scooter. You could pop it off and stick it onto another scooter if you wanted to. Right now we're just covering M4s, M4 Pros and G Boosters. If you've got a scooter that's a different model and you want a deck plate made for it, feel free to contact me. That can be arranged as well. But yeah, basically this is shuttering. The standard shuttering allows me to pour in the epoxy, let it set to a certain level, then put my top screen on the top, leaving a 5mm trim gap all the way round so you can see some of the lights looking up. So you get your nice carbon inlay on there. Pour in epoxy resin on top again, 1-2mm thick so it doesn't crack, and then this picture looks lovely and glossy. The LEDs you can make out individually looking downwards, but from the side it's got that smoked ripple effect when it's lighting up. So that's brilliant. As for pricing, I've tried to do it the cheapest I can, at cost basically. So word is there are other boards out there that charge $79.99 for something that's not even RGB lit. I'm not going to say who, so we'll call it $49.99 for the board, RGB controller, everything ready to go to drop on. I'll also pre-drill any mount holes required into the acrylic, so it's just an easy assembly for yourselves, which is the main point. So that's the RGB deck plate unit done, out the way. I'm ready to line up more templates on this board and pour 10 tomorrow if need be. It's not a problem. We also haven't forgot about the batteries. We haven't come back to the batteries yet because I want to test the battery. I built one the other night. It's giving me my 50 volts. I've discharged it, I've charged it back up. I've still got more testing to do. I've picked up some more cells as well, so the batteries will be coming just like this epoxy deck board. Also mudguards, the floating ones and the sort of structural mechanical looking rear mudguards, they'll be coming as well within the next couple of days. They'll be on the plate next to this. I'll have them in different colours. 2 designs so far that's been voted for, so that's what we're going with. And after the battery, the deck plate and the mudguards, what we got left? Oh, yeah. The last thing we got left on the whole scooter, besides from mechanical issues, normal wear and tear, which we'll go through day in, day out, the last thing we got left is the controller. Now, the controller that supports the LCD is really expensive compared to an alternative controller that is twice as powerful. That needs to be addressed. So we're also looking into being able to supply a controller that comes with a bit of a guarantee, that's UK based. We could get it in your hands 3 days UK post, and that again would be, well, it'd be really cheap. It'd be at least half the price of the ones from met with the LCDs on Amazon, and I think they're $49.99. So yeah, that would be a much better controller option. But for tonight, we're not going to take anything apart because I've done a shift. I'm ready to put all these plates down and start pouring as many as you need, so you just let me know. I'll get into the comments a second. I'll reply back to some of you. My phone's gone a bit crazy. But yeah, we'll get back to that. Tomorrow should be a mudguard right next to it, and we'll take it from there. We'll be producing them as well shortly. As for that, I guess I'll speak to you all in the chat.